We continue live here on Griffin's Game Day Westmoreland Sports Network pregame show as we have Seton Hill and Slippery Rock coming up. You heard from Coach Isaac Collins. Now it's time to talk with senior defensive lineman Mike Akers here on Senior Day at Offutt Field. And Mike, I know you guys had a loss last week against Gannon, but you played a terrific game along the defensive line, 8 tackles, 2 for a loss last week. Just first of all, talk about what was going so well for you, really disrupting things in the middle.
Coach preached all week, just do the little things right. And they really couldn't throw the ball, and I felt like I did a good job getting off tackles and just causing disruption in the backfield.
Yeah, you certainly did. Talk about your partner in crime as well, Arthur Seton from defensive end. He certainly had a really good game too last week.
I know Sap since he was a freshman, and he's been playing since he was a freshman, and he's come a long way. And usually it's competition between me and Sap, and I think that's why we play so well when we're in the game with each other.
Yeah, I want to ask you, too, as one of the leaders, seniors, captains on this team, talk about Arthur and just kind of how Sap has progressed from a freshman.
Sap, he progressed a lot, especially with the new coaches coming in. They taught us a lot of new things, and next year he's going to have a real big season, I think.
Mike, I'm curious, do you feel like if you guys would have cut down the mistakes last week, the bad snaps, some penalty issues, a costly turnover in the first half, do you feel like that was a winnable game, like you guys could have won that game last week again?
Yeah, I think last week we gave that game away. It's been a story all season with a lot of teams. Me personally, I don't feel like any team we played beat us, like out-handedly beat us. We beat ourselves most of the time.
I want to ask you, too, we mentioned on our broadcast, you guys got an early 14-0 lead with Norman's kickoff return and then the touchdown by freshman running back Khalil Howard. And you guys go out on the field defensively with a 14-0 lead, the biggest lead of the season. Did that take any pressure off you guys? Did you guys feel good there being able to try to protect that lead before the issues with the snaps and things like that?
It was a good feeling to have. You just feel like you got to protect the lead, and it just made all of us step our game up to a whole nother level.
You guys played solid as a unit last week, but at the end of the first half, the beginning of the second half, Gannon hit a couple of long drives on you with some running plays. They like to run that play out of the shotgun where the quarterback either keeps it or gives it to the running back or fakes the running back and runs it himself. Why was that play kind of giving you issues there? Again, it was kind of towards the end of the first half, their touchdown drive, and then the beginning of the second half.
That ended the last drive before the half. We thought they were going to pass more, so we had our more quick guys in, and we didn't have our run stoppers, and I feel like that might have played a big part.
And the drive at the beginning of the second half, because, again, you guys played so well throughout the game, but it seemed like those two drives kind of killed you a little bit.
I think we just weren't – we just came out flat. That's all I can say about that drive.
I know you guys aren't in it for moral victories, but I want to ask you again, as a leader of this team, does that kind of game show the younger guys that, hey, it's not impossible to win in the PSAC no matter how young we are, no matter the injuries that we have? It is possible to win games in this football program and then for the future. You think that kind of showed those guys and you guys can build off that game?
Yeah, this game, I think it gave a lot of the young guys confidence going into these last 2 games and next year, because most of our team are freshmen or, never played before. So I think it gave them a lot more confidence.
When you guys were up 14-0, sideline was going crazy. It was awesome because on our side of things, the press box was actually on the Seton Hill sideline, and the Gannon sideline was across the field. It sounded really fun down there. How great was it to be on the sideline?
The excitement was crazy. I got goosebumps on the sideline the whole time. Even all of our coaches were just, hype. Coach Collins lost his voice. It was just crazy.
It was a good feeling. Too bad you guys couldn't kind of put Gannon away early. I want to ask you play your final home game here today as a Seton Hill senior. I know it's been tough winning games in your career, but I want to ask you this first. As one of the leaders, again, of this team, do you see the progress being made with the younger players? And as everyone bought into this new system and what Coach Collins preaches with discipline and then winning football games, which is the most important thing. I know it's been tough this year and in your career, but do you feel like when you leave Seton Hill that this program has bigger and better things coming up next year and the year after and so on?
Yeah, I do. I think there's going to be a lot of big changes winning-wise and even behind the scenes. A lot of people don't see behind-the-scenes things, but our team has changed a lot. Like I think Coach Collins has made a lot of progression in his team.
What do you think the biggest differences is right now this season as compared to some last season, the season before, and then for the future? I mean, how are these guys buying in maybe kind of different than what it was before?
The biggest thing I think is our toughness. Last year we would get down in games and we would just quit. Come into the second quarter, we'll just quit. This time we'll fight till the clock says 0.
Mike, I want to take you off the football field for just a second. I know you went to Langley High School. which is no longer there. And I said Shenley, too, closed, the Pittsburgh City Schools. Talk about what got you into football. What got you started playing?
When I was younger, I could never play Pee Wee because I was always too big. So I just used to go to the practices and watch. And as soon as I hit 9th grade, that's all I wanted to play.
Then you started crushing people.
Yeah, I just started playing football.
You had to make weight, which is always a tricky thing with midget football. What's your favorite thing about playing?
Just going out there and hitting somebody. You know, just relieving stress, just going out there and having fun.
Mike, you're a senior. What's your major right now?
Criminal justice major and a minor in psychology.
And what are you planning on doing? Do you have anything up right now?
I'm trying to go to grad school and become a criminologist.
Good. I have to ask you, too, as we take you back on the football field now, Slippery Rock, your opponent here today, senior day. I know it's going to be a special one for you and Orlando Irby and some of the other seniors as well. Just talk about, though, what Slippery Rock does, what you've seen that their offense does on film, and what has given them so much success this year.
They're a real good team. Their quarterback's probably their best player, and they just play hard. That's what I think the best thing about them.
What do you think you guys have to do to have a successful day defensively, which, again, you guys have been pretty solid all year in that area?
I think our number one thing is stop the run, and I think we got the guys to do it. We stop the run, we'll be in the game.
Mike, I appreciate your time, man. Good luck and enjoy Senior Day.
Thank you.
That's Mike Akers, senior defensive lineman for this year's Griffins. We'll continue live from Offutt Field, and we continue on the Seton Hill University Griffins Game Day pregame show right here on WestmorelandSports.com.